cabeza. Es más claro que el agua que te necesito. Me gustas todita completa. Y es que tu belleza es incomparable. La naturaleza fue buena contigo. Hice la elección correcta al elegirte para estar siempre conmigo. Me gusta todo de ti, tu sonrisa, tus ojos, tu cara y esa forma tan dulce. Con palabras sencillas quiero decirte, me gustas de pies a cabeza. Es más claro que el agua que te necesito. Me gustas todita completa. Y es que tu belleza es incomparable.
All right, saludos, guys. Welcome to Serious Tejano on a Monday. Can y'all believe that I'm doing an interview on a Monday? Crazy weekend. If you have been tuning into us, we were at our annually Spanish Festival Fairgrounds this weekend. What an amazing weekend. What an amazing entertainment. Um, Good job to everybody, especially to us. I know we were a little overwhelmed, but we got it done. But we're back to reality, back to the studio, trying to get us going again. Again, thank you to all the fans, to all the people that reached out to us, everybody that followed our pages, saw all our lives, our TikTok, name it, you called it, you asked, and here we are. Again, guys, we have an amazing guy. He does not need an introduction. I'm telling you right now, he does not need an introduction. But I'm going to give you a little bit of rough draft of who we have here. If you heard him, he's from back in the 90s. Great guy from San Antonio. He has multiple awards under his belt. He has a Latin Grammy nomination. He's recorded with several well-known artists like Gary Hobbs, Miss Shelly Lares, Laura Canales. I mean, he's a vocalist himself and he's a drummer. So I'm not gonna let him wait any longer. It's actually my bucket list check mark. We have Mr. Chente Barrera in the studio. So Mr. Chente, saludos to Sirius Tejano aquí in Crystal City, Texas.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody?
Yes,
How's
thank you
everybody
so
doing
much.
this evening, should I say? And
Yes,
un saludo para todos que andan por ahí, por Crystal City, por Carrizo, La Pryor. We used to play over there a lot.
yes,
Cuando andaba Bears Motors. No, I was just going through my music the other day, and I ran into a commercial that we had done back in 1999 or something like that. It was for Bear Motor Sales, and que en paz descanse Mr. Bear, ¿verdad? Pero como quiera, when we got started, he helped us out a lot. He sponsored us with our first van to travel, and he kept us busy, man. Every time he says, "Hey, I got a wedding, they need a band, so if you're open, come on down." So anyway, he kept us busy there in Carrizo Springs. We were able to meet so many really beautiful people, and of course, I know the Spinach Festival had just happened, and we've played there a few times también. So
yes.
un saludo a toda la raza que nos está mirando por ahí, and of course, everybody around the world, right, that can see us. Un saludo de parte de Chente Barrera y Taconazo.
Yes, definitely. And it's funny that you mentioned Bear Motors because that was my first time seeing you. And I was probably, let me see, I'm going to give out my age, right? But I was like probably like 14, 12. My uncle would take me to these events and
Wow.
amazing. I mean, I've been around the music and Tejano music for a really long time. So just talking about Bear Motors, a lot of people have, if you're a musician and you've been out around since the 90s, you know what we're talking about. There used to be a bar room out there in Carrizo Springs called Bear Motors. We do have a salon here called the Crystal City Bar Room. And if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Chente, I think you, Raulito, Oscar G, and everything, you guys opened up for La Selva Bar for the Spanish Festival a couple years ago.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yes, yes, and it was an
It's been
amazing.
a while.
Yes, I mean, I heard good things about it. I mean, no matter what the outcome was, you guys gave your show. You guys played it out. You guys gave your 100%, and I heard really good things about you. And hopefully now with the new committee and stuff, we'll start bringing you guys back again out here to this area.
Oh,
And
yeah, that'd be great.
yes, definitely. So, saludos to everybody that's chiming in. Hello, Ms. Norma. Saludos, Adelia, Sally. Thank you so much. George Salazar, saludos, Mr. George. To everybody that's out there, thank you so much. So, Mr. Chente, you doing the music, you've been around for a while, since the 90s. I mean, what a great career, and you're still doing your thing. I mean, you're not just the elite singer, right? You do the backbone as well as drumming. You put up events and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
I mean, just gotta keep the wheels turning. So okay, I do a little bit of everything. I mean, um, I started in the business as a drummer. Uh, in the '90s, I was with Dave Perez. That was my big.
Yes.
When people started finding out about Chente Barrera was when I was with the Jay Perez band, and I wrote a couple of songs for him, and really got my career going at that time. I mean, my career spans from like 1986. I joined my first band when I was 9 years old, um,
Okay.
playing with bands like La Tropa F, La Sombra, Oscar G, just to name a few. Um, of course, Jay Perez, and the list goes on. And then from then I became a studio musician because one of my friends, que en paz descanse, Martin Garcia, he was a keyboard player and arranger for Manny Guerra, and they were looking for a drummer because they couldn't find the guy that usually played for him. And he
Mhm.
says, "Well, I got this guy, man. He's young, but." And I remember Manny at the time was like, "Well, he's too young. I mean, he's only like 14, and he said, well, give him a shot, try him out, And he says, okay. So he tried me out, and I remember it was a Jimmy Edward record that I did. And he says, brother, I have a lot of work for you. I said, okay, well, bring it on, So I got going as a studio musician. Then I met Gilbert Velasquez. I met, A.B. Quintanilla. I met so many people, so many great people that gave me an opportunity to record drums and then background vocals as well. And, then again, like I said, throughout the years, songwriting for different people, not just Jay, but of course, David Lee, Rem Herrera, um, the list
Even
goes.
Bobby Pulido, right? I think you did some work for Bobby Pulido
I
as
did a
well.
couple of things for Bobby Pulido. Yeah, I did some background vocal work for him and some drums también. So okay, and Bobby's always been a friend, and I applaud him on his retirement and what he's doing now. He's in Congress and whatnot, so he's going to be taking on a lot. Pero como quiera, yeah, I've been able to record. I don't know. I just have a lot of fun for with what I do, and I enjoy it. One of my biggest albums is with Intocable. I did some background vocals on the Sueños album.
Wow,
And,
nice. Something new. I didn't know that. That's something
yeah,
new.
and then on the when Jennifer Pena got her career started, I recorded her first few albums, and so yeah, just stuff like that I'm very proud of, and I mean I've done a little more than 500 projects with different people, and so,
Yes.
I'm very blessed. I'm very very honored to have the privilege to record with these people, and there's still a couple on my bucket list that I haven't gotten to record yet. Mafia is one of them, and the Palominos is another one. Um,
Yes.
but we'll see what happens. Maybe one day when they're recording, I'll go hang out by the studio,
Right.
see if they need somebody to play a cowbell or something. I don't know, but 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 yeah, so it's been a really 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 cool thing, and of course I branched off and made my own band in 1998.
Yes.
Everybody told me I was crazy. They said, man, the Honda's at it's not a standstill, but it's the sound is changing. The sound was leaning towards Bobby Pulido, Límite, Michael Salgado, Intocable. We were getting more of that norteño sound in Tejano music, and so when I cut my first record with Capitol Records, they told me, they said, hey, we need you to do some norteño, and I said, man, that's not me. That's not. I mean, I love it. Don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
I'm a big fan of a lot of bands, but
Yes.
it's not in my heart. It's not what I do. So I reached out to a couple of people and said, hey, look, let's do a couple of norteño tunes just to appease the label, and we'll go from there. And I still did my Tejano thing, but it was crazy because we did like at that time, and it was during that time when we were playing over there at Bears. We'd play. One day we would play with Ramon Ayala, and they thought we were too Tejano. And then one day we would play with David Lee or Tropa F in Austin, Texas, and they thought we were too norteño because we were trying to fit both genres. So finally, I said, you know what? When the year 2000 hit, I said, you know what? We're just gonna do our thing. We're gonna do our style. We're gonna do what I love to do. And of course, one of my biggest influences is Roberto Pulido's clásicos. So I've always put a little hint of his music in my music, and just to try to make it, I mean, como quien dice, you keep the sound going, and
Yes.
and so we've tried to do that, and a lot of people always tell me, well, you kind of sound like Jay, but then you sound like Pulido, but then you sound like David Lee, and we're not really trying to sound like them, but I know there's a lot of their influence in my music.
Yeah, the similarities of the style, right?
So here we are, 27 years later, and we got a Grammy. An American Grammy. In 2007, we won the American Grammy for Best Tejano Performance, and we've had several nominations, American and Latin Grammys. And then I've got numerous Tejano Music Awards, and there's Pura Vida Awards and All Star Awards,
Yes.
and so we've done a few things, and we're real happy about that, and we're still on the road, we're still going, and we don't plan on stopping anytime soon.
Yes, definitely, definitely. I mean, like I said, I hear your name always floating around, and especially here, I think I was interviewing Joey Jimenez, and he
Okay.
praises you. He really looks up to you. He says that you're an amazing drummer. Um, Saludos to Joey and all that. Actually, I want to say a little shout outs to the people that are on. We have Mr. Ricky Calderon. He's a guitar player for Ricardo Castillo.
Yes, Sergio Calderon is a great friend. I mean, he played with us for a little while también. He is Ricky. Me and Ricky, we uh, we have a real deep friendship, man, and I applaud him on what he's doing now with La Diferencia, and
Yes.
those guys are doing great, man. I'm proud of them.
Yes, saludos to all the Calderones, great family friends to my family as well.
All right.
Saludos to all of them. And like I said, Mr. Chente, like I said, you have been out here, and I know you have great following out here, and they really still enjoy your music, and in a lot of our surrounding areas and stations that we have, they still play your old stuff, your music that you had out there with
Yeah.
Tucanazo.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
yes, that song's still out there. I mean, you have so much music under your belt that I looked up on Spotify as well and
Well, we've
everything.
been
I'm
able to do in these 27 years, we've been able to record 12 CDs. So somewhere along the lines, I'm sure somebody has heard our music, somewhere, and we enjoy every time we get out there. I remember when we went to the Spanish Festival. I don't remember if it was last year or the year before, but we went over there, and we just run into a lot of old friends that used to come on and check us out at Bears Tejano Country, and is it I don't want to say it wrong. ¿Qué le dicen a estrogen?
Cheto.
Cheto, right?
Yes,
Okay, there you go. I knew they had like a little nickname or something, but
yes,
everybody from Cheto, there you go. And
yes,
we've done a lot of private events in that area, and of course, para toda la raza que nos soporta, we've been at it for so long, and they've been there with us. So we thank them
yes.
for that. And as a matter of fact, we're in the studio right now working on a new record. Hopefully,
Awesome,
we plan to take it out sometime next year.
awesome. And the music you put out, Chente, I mean, you mix it up. No, you don't stay nomás, what we call it, right? Conjunto,
Well, we
norteño,
try to do.
cumbias and all that stuff. So it's really good that you do that. A lot of people stay to their own little nomás esa estilo, pero you
Yeah,
know how to put your flair to it.
we always try to mix it up, even in our live shows. I mean, we do some country, and we do some norteño songs that you probably wouldn't think that we would do, but we try to mix it up because I mean, you got to move with the times. You know what I mean? And a lot of
Yes,
people,
really.
there's a lot of times when like we'll start playing and we'll play the songs that we think that are our hits, and nobody's
Mhm.
dancing. And okay, let's play a cumbia. Well, nobody dance that one either. Okay, well, let's play a Ramon Ayala song. Okay, well, nobody danced that one either. And I'm thinking, oh my God, well, okay, let's see, what are we gonna do here? Let's play a country song, and they'll play a country song, and then finally we'll get people starting to dance, and they get loosened up and they warm up, and then they start dancing. But it
Yes.
just and it happens to not just us. I used to think, man, are we the only band that goes to this? But I've seen where where
You gotta
some
read the crowd. You gotta read the
yeah,
crowd.
yeah. I've seen where some of the big names, have trouble getting the people going. It's
Yes.
crazy, but that's just the way it is.
Yes, yes, definitely. I think we saw that a little bit this weekend. They would play music, bien, puros crickets, and then all of a sudden they play a specific song and boom, se le ponen a bailar, right?
That's
So
good.
it takes, and it takes off like that, and it's okay, I know a lot of bands, you could tell them, como they look at each other like, okay, what can we put out there, but get it going, get their,
Yeah,
the fans involved in it, right? So
yeah.
it's good that you're putting that insight to it and letting these people know that. And again, como te digo, right now we have a lot of people on. A lot of people want to say hi to you, Mr. Chente. Saludos from Pearsall, Texas. Saludos out there to Lisa Trevino. Thank you for tuning in.
All
We have
right,
people from Michigan. We have people from Corpus, Mr. Danny Nayola. Saludos, Mr. Danny.
Danny, hola.
Yeah, we have people from California as well. Saludos to the cartel familia out there. Califas, saludos.
Ore, Califas.
Yes, saludos to everybody that's tuning in. Thank you so much. We have Mr. Chente Barrera. You guys know he, he's not, he's very known in our industry. So if you don't know who he is, I don't know where the heck you've been under a rock or what, but yes, I mean, great musician, great artist. I mean, very talented songwriter. I mean, putting, Mr. Chente, I really praise you. Como te digo, I really look up to you. You're a great idol to me.
Oh,
I know I put,
thank you guys for doing what y'all do. I mean, y'all keep the onda alive on social media and all the artists that you interview y todo, and I'm glad to be available today. I know we've been trying to book this for a while, pero este we're gonna have to put the Cowboys game on DVR. So
right. That's why our interview is only short porque yo también I want to go see the game.
okay. No, but I'm just
Yes.
kidding. Though. I'm just
No,
kidding.
no, no. Yeah, yeah, no problem. I mean, I know some of our fans right now be like, really, the Cowboys? Hey guys, we're from Texas. We
Cowboys from
love
eight.
our Texas teams, right?
And
So again,
let me let you in a little secret. I'm not a Cowboys fan.
you just wanted to get beat. But no, yeah. So again, Mr. Chete, you're talking about making this music and stuff like that. So, uh, can you give us a little bit of what it could be? Like, is it gonna be like a cumbia, ranchera?
Well, let me tell you this. A lot of people know me because of the stuff that I put out, the old school stuff, right?
Mhm.
I always go back to the '80s, and
Yes.
sometimes some other bands. There's a lot of people that believe in you should only do original music, and that's cool too because we do that. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm the type of person that as being a musician and growing up with all these albums and stuff that my dad would show me, and I would think, man, in the albums, it was, side A, side B. And
Mm-hmm.
I'll be like, man, how come this is a great song? How come we never heard that song? And for whatever reason, the label never took it out. It never became a single, but it was always and every album has a hidden gem. You know what I mean? And I'm the guy that always tries to, well, you know what? I'm going to do it again so that people can hear it. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people think that I wrote the song Copa Tras Copa, which is the one that starts with Ando Borracho. That one I
Oh
got it
yes.
from Roberto Pulido, and Roberto Pulido got it from somebody else. So it's an old song. It's an old Mexican song, and I mean, I wish I had written it, but no. I mean, it's just something that, you know, people hadn't heard that the Pulido version for whatever reason. At least,
Mm-hmm.
at least some of the fans that come up to me and say, "Hey, did you write that song?" And I'm like, "No, man, that's a really old song." So, just for example, right? So I'm
Yes.
always like, "No, you know what? I want to record this song." Or I have a CD called Viva Tejano, okay, and I recorded a song called Tú y las Nubes. That's an Jose Alfredo Jimenez song. Tú y las
Mhm.
nubes me traen muy loco. Tú y las
Oh
nubes
yes.
me
I
van a
heard.
matar. Okay, so that one too, I mean, like I said, that was a big song for Jose Alfredo Jimenez, and Emilio Guerrero actually had recorded it in the '80s. So I invited him to come with me and sing that song with me on that particular song on that record. So stuff like that I just like to try and bring back some of the old songs that I never thought
Yes.
were hits. They weren't
Yes.
bona fide hits or certified hits, but I thought they were great songs. I mean, there's a lot of bands that, of course, you can't put out. I mean, you can, but I'm saying back in the day, they wouldn't take out 10 singles. They would only take out maybe three or four, and then they would
Mm-hmm.
move on to the next record. But I mean, there was like it's like the David Lee Garza con el tiempo. I think
Yes.
every song on that album is a hit, but they
Mm-hmm.
could only release so many. So anyway, so that's kind of so on this record that we're working on, it's very orquesta oriented. It's a lot of
Okay.
horns and stuff like that. So that
Yes.
I'll give that away. So just kind of so you can expect that.
Yes.
It's something that again the old school in me. I've always wanted to do something with because I feel that sound is very it's very authentic. It's very and there's not a lot of horn bands nowadays.
Yes.
You could probably look on your hands and count how many horn bands are out there playing. You
Mm-hmm.
got La 45, you got Little Joe, you got Ruben Ramos, you got
Land Reed.
yeah, you got those guys. You got Agustin Ramirez. You got
Yes.
Aviso. Aviso is another great group that are going.
Yes.
But there's not a lot. That's what I'm saying. There's
Yes.
not a lot. So I said, you know what? When my biggest hit was Paloma Piquito de Oro. That's the one we got the Grammy with.
Jeremy Ford.
And
Mm-hmm.
so that when we were doing that record, Gilbert, my compadre, he helped me produce it. He says, "What are we gonna do different from the last one?" I said, "I want to do this song," and he goes, "Well, okay. So what do you want to do different with us? I want to put horns on it. People aren't used to hearing my style with horns."
Yeah.
So that's what we did, and it ended up being one of my biggest songs, and we got a Grammy, and the story goes on, right? So that kind of what I'm leaning towards on the new record is doing, some stuff that sounds more orquesta, if you will.
Yes, yes. I'm gonna read some comments that they asked Mr. Joe Liel, another musician out there doing his thing. He's actually asking Chente, don't know if you remember or not, but he met you in at with Oscar G in Illinois, Indiana.
Yeah, I remember the name. I remember
Yes,
that.
yes. To the people that are asking, guys, y'all's messages keep coming in. Sorry, I apologize, but we are seeing your stuff. We are acknowledging it. Salutes to all the other stations chiming in. Salutes to Chupacabras, another internet
Chupacabra.
radio, online radio. To
Yes,
Miss
yes.
Julie Ann Solis, thank you so much for tuning in. To everybody that's tuning in, thank you so much. If you have a question, you know, I know Mr. Chente is open to it, and just send us a message or write down what you want to ask him, and he's gladly to respond. So again, Mr. Chente, the music that you're putting out, and that you said that you're putting right now, and the music you had back in the day, what you do you feel you've changed as like now? Because there's so much you could do in the studio right now that you can do right. Back in the day, you didn't have it.
Yeah.
What did you use with it then?
Well, I mean, I've always been a true believer of I mean, I don't like using a lot of machines
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. But I mean, I feel that, but sometimes, like I said, you got to move with the time. So you got to use this or that. But here lately, I mean, I don't know if we've changed anything, but I just like being as realistic, as organic as possible, if that makes any sense. A lot of times, I mean, like for instance, the horn section, right? I mean, I recorded with horns, and well, how do y'all do it live? Well, we just do it with a keyboard. It's not a horn section, but it sounds
Yes.
as close as we can to the real thing. So,
Mm-hmm.
and like we've never really had a sax player. We've had a couple of sax guys come in and out of the band, but the sax usually we played on the keyboard, and so
Mm-hmm.
we try to just be as try to make it sound like the record. You know what I'm saying? And so,
Yes.
but as far as anything that I've changed, I mean, we pretty much have the same chemistry, the same structure. I mean, I like starting from the ground up. Okay, well here's how I hear this song, or here's how accordion aquí, maybe some keyboards, maybe a little guitar thing, or it just it's I guess maybe it's the time of the day, or I don't know, or a movie that I saw, or you get inspired for
Yeah,
you know
inspirations from all the things you go into. Yes, definitely.
I had a friend that used to work with me, and her story was that she fell in love with another man while she was still married to her husband.
Mm-hmm.
So I just heard the story, right? I was over here I was eating, and I'm hearing her tell this to another person,
Mm-hmm.
and I went home and I wrote a song about it. You know what I mean? I mean, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. I mean, that's just the way it goes. I mean, you get inspired by different scenarios, different things that happen. I mean, I could, just the other day, me and my wife were at an Olive Garden, and I saw a young couple, se estaban acariciando y todo, and I told
Yes.
my wife, I said, you remember when you were that young? And, I mean, these were like high school kids, right? So,
Yes.
and I went home and I wrote a song about that, so I don't know. It's crazy, but it happens,
Yes.
and like I said, I just try to be we do the original stuff. And then when we do the stuff that, like if we do a cover song, you know, um, I don't try to change too much with it because, like, for instance, I did a collab with Johnny Hernandez a
Yes.
while back, and he told me, he says, "Hey, I want you to arrange Dígale." And I said,
Mm-hmm.
"Dígale that song came out on the same album as Las Nubes. It was called Para la
Okay.
Gente with Little Joe and La Familia." I said,
Yes.
"Johnny, I don't want to touch that, man. That's like that's like
Yes.
sacred, you know." And he says, "Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you do it the way you would do it with your band, your style?" So
Mm-hmm.
that's what we did, and actually it came out pretty good. People liked it and got some airplay, and we did a video on it, y todo, and I was like, well, that was like, you know, but
So are you
yeah,
are you one of those guys that sometimes say, I don't wanna no, I don't
yeah,
wanna do the cover
yeah.
because
It's
it's
like if
already
somebody were to
arranged,
tell
it's
me,
already
if somebody were to tell me right now, hey, redo Las Nubes, there's no way you can't do it again, you know.
yes.
So
Yes.
stuff like that. I mean, but this was from Johnny. I have a lot of respect for Johnny, and he's one of my heroes, and so I said, okay, we'll give it a shot, and so we did it, and like I said, everybody was happy, so I was
Yes.
happy, that everybody
Yes.
liked it.
And actually, Mr. Chente, you really te prestas mucho with other musicians, and I seen you.
It was funny because the other day I was online, and I had just finished doing a collaboration with Los Hermanos Peña,
Okay.
and the song is called Mariachis Ya No Toquen, and we did a video on that one too, and then I recorded with this girl from Las Vegas. Her name is Verónica La Consentida,
Yes.
and the song is called Ritmo de Amor. And then I got también con Alyssa Torres, who did a gospel Christian music,
Yes.
and I did a collab with her, and it's called Coritos Medley. And so anyway, I was looking back and I said, man, in the last 2-3 years, I've done a lot of collaborations with these people.
Yes.
Um, but it's cool, because that's just, we're helping each other out. You know what I mean? Tú me echas
Yes.
la mano, yo te echo la mano, that kind of thing, So I'm just, I'm proud of that. I'm proud of the fact that the big pictures that, we want to be united, and
Yes.
help each
Definitely.
other out. And it doesn't matter who it is. It's just, hey, let's give it a shot. Let's try it out, and we'll make it work. Somehow we'll make it work. And luckily, a lot of those songs that we've done, have come out as singles. And like, there's this friend of mine from the Valley. His name is Yacy, and
Oh,
he did a couple of records, and I did a collab with him on the last. Well, I've done several. Two or three. I know two for sure. Maybe the third one. I'm not sure, but I know we did a collab, and it got some airplay, and I'm just like I said, I'm just glad that we're able to come together and share our
yes.
talent with each other.
Yes.
It's a
To
cool
all
thing.
these new musicians, I know a lot of the musicians sometimes they're afraid to approach the established artists, right? To try to collab and stuff, but a lot of people are willing to help you out, and it doesn't help. I mean,
Yeah.
it helps you on the long run because you have that friendship, right? And you open the doors to that, especially to everybody that does collabs like that, especially like yourself. You're very well known in the industry, like I said, and just for you to, like Miss Veronica La Consentida, I know a lot of people now are getting to know her, but she's been in the game for a while. So
Yeah,
you,
yeah. I mean,
yeah, you doing del Amor. I mean, that song is one of my. I really love that song,
yeah,
and I
yeah, it's a
had
good
to.
song. It's a really, really good song, written by my good
Yes,
friend Panchito Villarreal, who is actually uh, he's the leader of Grupo Rodeo, and
awesome. Okay.
they're working on a new record, and I don't want
Mm-hmm.
to let the cat out of the bag, but I did a collab with them as well. So
Yes.
Yeah, so that
You should put
you're
like
looking
a
out for that.
playlist out for that. All your collabs all together in a playlist.
I actually thought about it. You know what? Maybe I need to put a whole record with these collabs. Back in 2008, I recorded a CD called Music Lessons, and
Okay.
that's the record that has La Llorona Loca with Jay Perez.
Okay.
And so that album actually was a record that I put out of all the bands that I had been on the road with. There's a song there with Tiger Diaz. There's a song there with David Farias when I was with Tropa. Of course, with
Mm-hmm.
Jay. There's a song in there with Oscar G, and so on and so forth. I had a couple of invited guests, like Elida Reina is one of my guests on that record. And the story behind that song is called El Destino. And it was actually a slow song that I was supposed to do with Laura Canales. And
Oh, okay.
she passed. And I
Mm-hmm.
said, man, we had already done the music and everything, and she had already agreed to do the song. We never got to do it. And I said, the closest thing to Laura is
Mm-hmm.
Elida, because we've
Yeah.
always talked about her. And she's a fan, I'm a fan. And I asked her, I said, hey, would you do this record? I mean, there's the story behind it. She says, of course, I'll do it. And so it came out, and it got a lot of airplay in the Valley and Corpus area and stuff like that. So just, I could go on and on. There's so many stories, right? But that record, Music Lessons, was actually nothing but collabs, uh,
Okay.
for the exception of maybe one, which was the '80s medley, where I do
Okay.
"Hello Baby Doll" and all that stuff. So
Okay.
yeah, I mean, it just you
Yes, and like I said earlier, I started to listen more of your music on Spotify, of your melodies that you have out there. They put it all together, right? And
Well, I'll tell you what, that's our number one Spotify song. That medley, it's called the Retro '80s medley. And,
yes, I
and
love that. I love it. I think that's where I became the fan, hearing those songs on
I,
there.
we check it, on a regular basis,
Mm-hmm.
and it's crazy how that song is still my number one
Yes,
Spotify song.
yes,
So I don't
and
know.
like yes, salutes to everybody on there. Thank you, Mr. Frank Torres. He says, "Hola, compadre Chente, how you been doing?"
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. Just here, and I'm here in my office, just doing this interview, and I'm just thinking about another song to write. But anyway,
Yes, and also that they're already saying you also did a song with Crystal Torres.
Bristol Torres, I did a song called "Llevas Mi Nombre," and I tell you what, you know, um, I started this radio show here in San Antonio.
Uh huh.
Uh, KDA Radio Jalapeño, they've been around for years,
Mm-hmm.
and they had approached me about doing a Tejano show. And at first, I was like, no, I wasn't interested in the beginning. And then finally, they asked me again, hey, would you reconsider? And I said, you know what? Let me give it a shot. Let me give it a shot, because at that time we were promoting the Tejano Superfest.
Okay.
So I said, you know what? And then they told me, look, you can promote your event, do whatever you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going through the music, and I said, and I ran into Crystal. I said, Crystal Torres featuring Chente Barrera. I said, man, you know what? I haven't heard this song. And I played it, and I was like, wow. I forgot how good the song was. And Crystal does a real good job. And I really like that song, which is another collab, like we're saying,
Yes.
with Crystal Torres. And I know she's back doing her own thing, and she's got some new songs out there. So un saludo para ella and all her band and the guys that are
Yes.
helping her.
Well,
Pero
even your
yeah,
salutes to your band as well, Mr. Chente. I know you have a
oh,
lot of
thank you.
band members that always willing to help you out, even if some of them can't attend. You have a great friendship with a lot of the artists, and salutes to everybody that's ever helped you and still been able to
Oh, yeah.
be with you on the road and off the road and just doing things with you. And you know it he appreciates it as well as we appreciate you giving us what you give us in like events and anything that you've done.
Thank
Salutes
you.
to your grupo Tocanazo, right?
Taconazo. Yeah.
Taconazo.
Taconazo. Taco. Remember, because I like to eat.
Taconazo. But
Yeah.
yes, salutes to all of them and to everybody that's tuning in. Yes, we have Mr. Chente, guys. I'm telling you, um, to all the committee, Spanish Festival Committee, to anybody that's out there, we gotta bring Chente back. We gotta bring him back to Crystal City or to our surrounding areas. So many events that happen around this area. Even
Yeah.
maybe you get to be put to the Palomino Fest and maybe you do your collab there.
A ver, a ver, a ver. Maybe. And
Yes, definitely. And
no, pero aquí estamos. You can check out my website at chentebarrera.com. And of course, I'm on Facebook. And I have an Instagram, but I gotta be honest, I don't really check
Yes,
on the
with it.
Instagram because I'm not computer savvy, and my kids are always telling me, Dad, come on, man, you got to keep up with this. And I'm like, man, my heart stayed in the '80s, so I still got a typewriter. No,
Yes.
no, but anyway, I'm showing my age, right? But no, pero como todo, man, I mean, if there's something you guys wanna have us for any event, como quien dice, por cualquier ocasión, estamos
Yes.
disponibles. Just give us a call, and we're already getting a lot of dates for 26. I mean, we've been getting them for a while, but
Yes.
gracias a Dios que hay trabajo, and we're gonna keep playing Tejano music hasta que no podemos.
Yes, definitely. Y para la gente que lo están ahorita oyendo en Monterrey, en el estado de México, thank you. Gracias por estar aquí con nosotros.
Ujú.
Bienvenidos. Again, Chente, I mean,
And I
I,
want you to know that quiero que sepas que ya nos hablaron de México, también de Monterrey, para diferentes festivales y plazas que nos quieren llevar, solo que hopefully con favor de Dios vamos a estar ahí este año que viene.
yes, definitely. Para todos, gracias. Los queremos mucho. Yo sé que el Tejano es muy famoso en esa ciudad, en todas las partes de México. It's crazy, right, to know that Tejano is very
Oh
famous
yeah,
out there, and
yes.
and over
Very
here
very
we're
it,
vice
it,
versa.
they get a lot of support over there. The Tejano music, conjunto music también, get a lot of very it's very supportive, should I say,
Yes,
and especially in Monterrey and the surrounding areas.
yes, definitely. And like I know that, like I said, you're going back out there. You said that you're getting calls. It's great to know that the Tejano scene has not died, like how they keep saying that Tejanos are still
Well,
up
I
and
just think that's how can I say this? It was very unfortunate when we lost Selena, we lost Emilio, we lost Jimmy, and a lot of people, they cling on to that negativity. You know what I mean? They
yeah,
cling on. No, the Tejano music's dying and this, that, and the other, and I'm like, no, it's not. I'm still here. We still got a lot of groups out there that are doing what they do every weekend. And they live on this, and it's I don't know. I get into the subject. I get all worked up, but it's because I know what I'm doing, and I'm trying to work really hard to keep my music flowing and keep the people entertained and keep them with new music, every other year at least, and I know I'm not the only one. You know what I'm saying? So we're still here. We're not going anywhere, and uh, you know, again, para los que pues dicen que no, but the music died a long time ago. Well, then hey, then get off the Facebook page or don't listen to that station no more. It's okay. 'Cause we,
yes,
we want to welcome new people. We want to welcome others that are going to support the genre and be positive and
yes,
support one another. And so
yes, definitely.
and it's crazy because like back in the day, uh, when the '90s were booming,
Mm-hmm.
there was a lot of ego, right? A lot of bands were like, well, no, we're not going to go first. You're going to go first, and vice versa. Or we've been around longer and all, but we have a bigger hit right now. No, and nowadays, and you were bringing up the Tejano Superfest that we had last
Yes,
year. Uh, it was so beautiful, man, because all the bands were just taking pictures with each other and shaking hands, and there was
it was
no
united.
animosity, there was no flaws. I mean, everything flowed. I mean, really, really, really cool. And we had 30 bands, and in 3 days. And like I said, I mean, we just had a lot of fun, and I was just like, wow, I couldn't have asked for a better festival. You know what I mean? Because
Yes,
it was a Labor Day bash. It was my birthday. It was
yes,
my
it
band's
was.
anniversary. It was just, it was everything together. So that's why it started out one day. One day we're gonna bring 6 bands. We're gonna, bring some of our close friends and this and that. But as we kept going, it started getting bigger. Hey, well, you know what? This guy wants to play, and then hey, well, you got room over there for us? Well, you know what? We'll go ahead and do a second day, and then we started. Well, then we filled that up. Well,
Yes.
hey, well, then I'm like, man. So
I think I
we
even
ended up doing
remember
three
you.
days. I don't know
Yeah,
how we did it, but we did it.
yeah, I remember you doing an interview about it and saying when it was supposed to be this small, it ended up being this big.
Yeah, we had a lot of great bands out there, and like I said, we're in the works of doing it again for next year. We
Yeah.
didn't do it this year just because the venue that was there was going through some construction and stuff like that. So we said, you know what, we'll just wait then. We'll just wait and we'll see what happens, and hopefully by next year we'll be ready to go. So be
Yes.
looking out for that as well.
Yes. Again, guys, if you did attend that year when they did do it, I mean, I know, like he said, it was Labor Day weekend. I think everybody was all excited because they were out in Victoria, right, for the Victoria Bash out there.
Well, that's Memorial. That's Memorial Day.
I'm sorry, I'm
Yeah,
totally talking about the wrong one. But there was another event when you were doing yours that
I don't
it
remember.
was kind of interfering, but you got the crowd to your event. That's the good
Yeah, we had
thing.
a lot of people show up. We had a lot of people show up.
Yes.
We're so happy, and like I said, very very. It was really emotional for me because, like I said, it was my birthday. Um, my mom had just turned 80, and she was there with me, and
Mm-hmm.
it was our anniversary. I had invited some of the old guys that had been with my band in the past, and we were just there. And then, like I said, a lot of my heroes were there: Roberto Pulido, David Ligarza, Jay Perez, Ricky Naranjo, Desperados. The list goes on. I mean, we had 30 bands, and
Yeah, other people you've helped out and done something, they were able to, help you out this time.
yeah, so lo que como quiera, but we had a lot of fun, and we plan on doing it one more time. So lo que a ver qué pasa, but be looking out for that as well. But I just want to thank everybody for tuning in and coming on here. And like I said, every Tuesday, if you guys ain't doing nothing on Tuesday nights, I'm online at kdaradio.com. I have my show from 7 to 10. It's called Taconazo Tuesday con Chente Barrera. So lo que, but I mean, I want to thank you, of course, for having me,
Yes, definitely.
and there's so much more to talk about, but I know that we're limited on time. So look,
Yeah,
but I just
yeah.
want to say hi to everybody. And once again, we're online. We're ChenteBarrera.com, and we're on Facebook because I'm always checking Facebook.
Yes.
And hopefully we'll see y'all real soon, and we'll see y'all somewhere in La
Yes,
Onda.
yes, and they're asking on their music in case they don't have some of your music. Can they reach out to you to just do you be able to distribute the music
The
or
music is available on my website at ChenteBarrera.com.
okay.
All my stuff is there. And
Okay,
we got hard copies, we got digital copies, whatever you need. We'll we'll
if,
we'll, we'll send you whatever you need.
yeah, and you guys probably can even just send them a message on Facebook and like he said he checks it out.
And I mean, on the website, it's everything. I mean, it's got all the info for our bookings. It's got the music, of course, that you can buy, and a lot more information. It's on there. Very informative.
Yes, yes, and again, congratulations on your show. I know you do good things out there también with your show and stuff like
Well,
that.
thank
So
you guys, and of course, the
yes,
same likewise to you guys, man. Thank you guys for keeping the onda going here on streaming and
yes.
what can I say, man? Puro taconazo como siempre. And as soon as we get our new song, we're gonna send it to you guys.
Thank you, thank you. Again, you guys can request his music here in our station. You can send us a message or a phone call, and we'll go ahead and play his music. Again, Mr. Chente, thank you so much. I
No,
mean,
thank you. Thank
fan
you for
and
having me on, and we'll do it again hopefully soon when the new music comes out.
definitely, definitely. Again, stay tuned to Mr. Chente to all his stuff that he has out there. Chente, you have a beautiful Monday to our fans. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know we have a lot of things going on. We don't mean to cut you guys short tonight, but hey, the Cowboys are on. I know to our
Oh, if you're
haters.
not gonna watch the Cowboys, you're gonna watch Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw. I'm a big wrestling fan, so um, anyway, y'all
yes,
have a good night, everybody. Thank you.
yes. Thank you guys. You guys have a good night, Mr. Chente. Thank you. Have a great night. Y saludos y suerte siempre. Thank you guys. See you on Wednesday. Tomorrow, don't forget the Let's Talk our Let's Talk crew will be on an interview. So